Hello, you're welcome to Serene Art, a channel where we promote smartphone graphic designing. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and become part of the family. And if you're old here, thank you so much for coming back. So in today's tutorial, we'll be learning how to edit videos in Kinemaster, alright? The part 1 of video editing in Kinemaster. So without wasting much time, let's get started. Click on the settings icon and see what is going on. Alright, so one thing that I highly recommend you do is to check whether your export frame is up to 30 frames per second. Alright, so let's click on advanced and experimental settings. So when you come here, allow export frame rate up to 60 frames per second. Alright, so the default one is 30 frames per second. Alright, so if yours is not on 30, you can actually put it back on 30. And if you also want to increase yours to 60 frames per second, you can just go ahead and enable this. But then I don't recommend you to do this. Alright, I recommend you to keep it at a default setting, because when it is at this experimental level, when you're exporting your video, at a point it will tell you that there's export error and your video will not be exported. So I highly recommend you leave it at the default settings, then you proceed. Alright, so when you are done with this, just go back and now you can go ahead and import your video and work on it. Alright, so you click on the plus sign button over here, then we have various frames. Okay, you have 16 by 9 and 9 by 16 and 1 by 1. The 16 by 9 is a YouTube standard video that you can make, and the 9 by 16 is Instagram TV video that you can make. Alright, and the 1 by 1, it is a normal square video that you can make. Alright, so let's choose 16 by 1 in our case. So once you've selected it, what you need to do is to choose a background or import your video clip directly, which is your footage. Alright, you import it directly and work on it. So let me select one from my gallery. So okay, let's assume I'm working on this project. Okay, let's assume I'm working on this project right here. So there's something very important about Kinemaster that you can do. If you want to stream your video, you can just click on it, use this yellow button, drag it backwards, and that is like you are streaming the video. Alright, if you bring it back, you bring it to the normal position, you can trim it like this and go. Alright, that's one way of streaming video in Kinemaster. Alright, so now another way to cut a video. Alright, so I use trimming and cutting interchangeably in these tutorials. So anytime I say trimming or cutting, you know that I'm referring to the same thing. Okay, so here is it. You can also cut a video. Cutting means just splitting it into two or taking some parts off. So what you can do is to click on this scissor-like icon and come to split at playhead. When you, let me explain this for you. Alright, when you click on trim to left of playhead, it means when you click here, anything on the left side of your clip will be deleted, and when you click on the trim to right of playhead, anything on the right side of your clip will be deleted. So when you click at playhead, it will just divide it into two. Alright, when you click on split and insert freeze frame, that means when you click there, part of the text will be cut off, but then it will be inserted into in the middle of these two videos that have been cut. Okay, and that frame will be freeze. If it is a motion graphic, it will be static, it will not be moving. That's what it means. Alright, so let's assume you want to split this into two, so you click on split at playhead. So after that, we have two videos. Alright, we have two clips rather. We have two clips over here that you can work on. So after cutting, you can apply transition effect. Alright, so to apply a transition effect, just click on the plus icon over here and you'll see Here are some examples that you can see. All right, another one here you can see as well. Okay, we have a lot of them that you can play around. Choose the one that you like to use. Okay, we have various transitions that you can work with. All right, okay, so that is all about the transition that you can use. Okay, so now what we do next, you can apply layer effects to your work. All right, so you can click on layer, then add overlay, okay, or effect. So let's click on overlay. All right, so overlay, you can add funny stickers to your work if you want to add them. All right, you can add funny stickers. All right, if you're using the pro version of Kinemaster, you can just click on the get more, that is the store. Go there, you get other assets. All right, that's the pro version. All right, but if you want to have the pro version, I'll leave a link to my Telegram channel whereby you can go ahead and download it from my channel directly. All right, I'll post it into the channel so you can have access to it at any time. Right, so that is one thing. Okay, that's one way of applying layers. Okay, you can also go ahead and click on effect. All right, so effects, you can also go ahead and click on get more and have access to other cool features, right, like color overlay, color grading, and the rest. Okay, but the basic one here is a Gaussian blend and a mosaic. All right, so when you apply this, it will keep part of your text blurred. All right, the portion of that it covers, it will be blurred. All right, so I hope you can see that when you reach here, the text over here is blurred, you cannot see it clearly. Okay, that is the power of Gaussian blur. All right, so I'm not going to use it, so I'll just delete it. Okay, I'm not going to use it, so I'm just deleting it right away. All right, so when you apply layer effects, you can also apply text effects just by writing something and putting it on your work. All right, so Kinemaster tutorials. All right, so let's assume I decide to write this. Okay, so it will appear here, and you can go ahead and change the color to any of these that you want. All right, you can change it to anything at all that you want. Now that's not all, you can make animation with it, in animation, overall animation, out animation, and you can also increase the opacity, which is the alpha, rotate it, blend it, and a text option. All right, text option that can be a text alignment. All right, and the outline, if you want to add an outline to it, you can add it and increase the size. All right, so in this case the outline color is black by default. You can change it to anything at all that you want. Okay, so that is it about the outline. Now you can also add glow or shadow effects. All right, so let's tell about the glow first. So here is the glowing effects that you can add to it. So you can see that the background of the text has changed to be kind of yellow. All right, that is a glowing effect. Okay, but we're not going to use it, so let's disable it. And you can also change the background color of your text. All right, currently there is no background color, so let's add the red and increase the opacity. So look at what we'll be having right now. I hope you can see that. All right, so but then we are not going to add any background to it, so that is it. And let me show you the last one, the shadow that you can add. Here is this. Okay, you can increase the distance or decrease the distance. You can also change the color at any time that you want, and you can also increase the opacity of it. Okay, so that is it at the bottom that you can see. All right, good, but then we are not going to use, so let's disable it. Now the next thing that you would like to do is to add an audio clip to this video that you are editing. If you want to add a video clip, audio clip to it, then just click on audio, then import the one that you would like to add. All right, import the one that you would like to add, then you click on the plus sign, then it be added. Now you can just click on it. Okay, hold it down for a second, then you can drag it along. Okay, you can pull it back to the beginning of the test. All right, now there's one thing very much interesting over here. If you want to loop it, all right, when I say loop, it's just like you making the test with the audio file to start from the beginning of your video to the end. All right, that is just like the looping that I was referring to. What you need to do is to highlight the test and click on loop. Okay, so let me do that for you to see. Alright, so after highlighting it, so we go to loop, we enable it, so we click on loop to end. That means it will go to the end of our file, just one music video. Alright, so it has come to the end of our file. The actual music is about 3 minutes and now the file is 4 minutes 30 seconds, and we've been able to manage the music to reach that level without breaking. All right, so that is it. Okay, so after that, what then do we do? Okay, you can add voiceover. To add a voiceover, just click on the voice icon, then you tap on it and you start recording. All right, so it is as cool as that. Okay, so let's up. Yeah, it's because I'm doing recording and at the same time recording, so it will not record. But then if you try it out, it works. Okay, it works pretty much good. Don't forget we have the store icon over here that you can use to get access to a whole lot of features on Kinemaster. All right, that's if you're using the pro version. But if you're not using the pro version, you'll be required to make payment to have access to the store and other assets in it. But just like I said, I'll leave the link to download the free version in the description. And if you want to download, if you want to get the pro version, all right, the premium, I will share my own with you, which will be in my Telegram channel, and the Telegram channel will be in the video description, so that you can go ahead and join, then you download it straight from there. All right, so after this, you just have to export your video. All right, so you can export it to 1080. 1080 is mainly the best so far for you to use. All right, for HD, all right, high definition video, just export it as the HD 1080. All right, so you can see the quality level. Like, you have the low and the high. I highly recommend you put it at the high, and your frame to be 30 frames per second. All right, 30 frames per second, and your resolution to be 1080 FHD 1080p. all right, so that's the one that I highly recommend for you to use. So after this, you just click on export and your file will be exported successfully. All right, so thank you so much for watching this video, and if you enjoy our content, then please subscribe to the channel and give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to share this video with others. Bless up.